Welcome back, guys. I'm at my brother's place. Haven't been diving with him in a very long time. There he is, the not so hairy monster. This is my boat, still in one piece after Timmy borrowed it. That's a miracle in itself. Northern New South Wales, here we come. Time to kill some mackerel. This is my gun rack at the back here. 50 Tohatsu. Gets this thing moving along pretty quickly. Some electronics up there. This is the fish hatch in the middle, hopefully full of mackerel today. Fin holders, anchor, snakes, Hilux, very nice aluminium trailer. Brother. Let's go kill some fish. Ah, the luxuries of warm water.
I call this spot No Jew because I've never seen a Jew here, but it should have Jew on it. So one day I'm gonna shoot a Jew here, I think. Shot pearlies here, shot a parrotfish here the other day.
Even though I was completely jet lagged, the day after I flew in from London, I had to go diving. Conditions were just too ideal to let them go by. This is one of my favourite spots to be diving late in the afternoon, although this is probably pushing the late in the afternoon just a tad. In the 2 days since I'd shot that parrotfish, conditions had slightly changed, so there wasn't a lot going on here, but I had an inkling about where we might find some fish.
Often you get a black spot off the New South Wales north coast. Whew. It's alright, eh? Man, it's fishy down there, hey? You want a drop? You should have a drop. I only shot that at 22. It's alright, eh? Good little pickup for northern New South Wales. This is the black spot tusky yesterday. Well, not yesterday, a couple days ago I shot the Venus tusky. A bit different to this. Beautiful eating as well. Pretty stoked with that. I think that's the first one I've shot in northern New South Wales actually. They get a lot bigger, they get about 15 kilos if you shoot some whoppers in Queensland, but for here, this is really, really good.
This dive here is from the same day when I got in from London and I was really jet lagged. I couldn't concentrate on my diving at all. You can see that I'm rolling around on the bottom, waving my gun around, looking around, making a lot of noise, making a lot of movements. Not ideal if you want to try and shoot a cagey reef fish. Black spot tuskfish aren't very common on the New South Wales north coast, but the closely related Venus tuskfish are a bit more prevalent. Lucky for me, Venus tuskfish can be quite curious. Well, sharks aren't something I've had to deal with for a very long time while spearfishing. There's absolutely none of that going on in the UK. Fortunately, these were pretty well behaved animals. Perhaps they were trying to give me a hint of things to come. This spot was really fishy and there was virtually no current. We dropped the anchor and it wasn't long before Jesse had pulled the trigger.
You want a second shot on that? That's a Venus, yeah. That's a ripper.
So what do you got there?
I have a little Venus tuskfish.
Dumbest tuskfish ever. Lovely shot in the bum.
If I hide the guts, it looks like I shot it through here. But I think that's your second shot, and I appreciate that. So
It's a nice fish.
It's bigger too. The real reason Dan asked me to take his fish out was to show you that his fish is clearly bigger.
But this one doesn't. This one grows about 50 times the size of this one. But that's the difference between them. That's the Venus, that's the black spot. Both really, really good fish to eat and quite rare off the New South Wales north coast. Not very common. Really cool.
Shot a few tuskies, now we're gonna go look for something else. Fingers crossed mackerel.
The current was slightly different at the next spot, and I knew sooner or later there was going to be a Spanish mackerel that showed up.
Dive then, looking at some reef fish, and I saw a mackerel as I came to the surface. Had a little quick breathe up, dive down, happened to be a pair of them. Put a nice shot in, textbook shot. Fight was over pretty quick. Stoked. Got what we came for. Spanish mackerel, woohoo!
With several nice fish in the icebox, we decided to go and have a look for some lobsters. My brother has always been way better than me at getting lobsters and finding them in the holes, so I asked him for a little bit of help, which turned out to be a massive mistake.
Nice one. Is there more?
I couldn't reach the lobster behind the rock, so I used my right hand and started waving at it like an octopus in hopes that it would move.
It's got bitten by a wobby.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh.
I waved my hand in front of that lobster, the wobby nailed me. Ow!
Did you get it on footage?
Oh, man.
You alright?
Shit, that hurt.
Looks like you're not having a good time.
Oh, mate. I can't believe I just got bitten by a shark. What the hell? Ow.
When wobbegong sharks sit out in the open, they can be pretty easy to spot, but when they're nestled between two rocks under a cave and you're distracted by lobsters, I had no chance of seeing this thing.
Grays must be molting. One here, just a completely hollow, molted shell. That's what happens when they grow bigger. Whew. One that's not a shell. It's alright, eh?
How's that?
That's alright. Can't believe I got bitten by a wobby for that thing. Anyone in Australia who's watching this is going to laugh at me that I got bit by a wobbegong, but very, very painful experience. Second day into Australia, I was wiggling my hand up behind a cray like this and the wobbegong just boshed my hand up. Oh. Oh. That's a bit,
Ooh. That's a bit deep, eh?
yeah, then on the other side too, where it's nailed me there.
Oh, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh, and under there. Opened up like a tin of beans. Shark attack survivor. And it wasn't even on the west coast. That is kind of sore though.
Yeah, it looks pretty sore.
Yeah. Oh.
And bloody.
Yeah, I might put the glove back on.
Good idea.
Well, that's me boating for the rest of the day. Got a few fish. Might head in, check a few more spots, and ring my mate Josh, who's a nurse, and tell me what I should do about this shark attack.
Dun, 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 dun. What we got? Ah!
It really just whacked me like a hammer. It was just freaking cane.
Dude, you got a couple of cuts there. Is that one on the other finger as well, or is that the blood from the blood?
No, there's cuts up under there as well.
One last drop before we go in. My finger's starting to hurt a fair bit from that wobby. Hopefully I don't require stitches. Not bad now.
Long shot right in the guts.
Yeah, I'm covering that bit up. Oh.
Gonna fillet these fish up, eat them a bit later in the week. Pack them up, got plenty of family to give this stuff to, they're gonna love it. Looks delicious.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not warm. It's the blood.
She's not looking good. It is paramount to keep marine wounds and cuts clean because they can get infected so easily. My finger had already started to heal over by the time I got home several hours later, so I had to peel back the wound so I could get the antiseptic inside to clean it out properly.
In.
That doesn't feel nice at all. That's
just killing the germs. Just killing the germs.
Don't get bitten by a wobbegong. Yeah, so he said these things. Steri strips, reinforced skin closures. Oh, lucky it didn't get more of my hand really. Could have been a lot worse.
If it got a full grip, you'd have been.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a little bit of a taste test, wasn't it? Thanks to Josh Ball's expert medical advice, I was good to go in about 6 days with no infections. Dr. Dad at it again. I think I've definitely earned a beer for tonight after getting attacked by a shark. Anyone in Australia actually knows that it's a wobby, so it's not a real shark, but still painful if they decide that you look like food. My brother graciously decided that I was more in need of the lobster for breakfast than he was. Garlic and butter, breakfast of champions.
Strange kind of treatment to something.
I find them easier to say.
Yeah. Well, you said everyone likes it.
They do.
Many people don't like it.
Is there anything else you like to?
Breakfast is served. The lobster dance.
Look at this.
I've had a shark attack. Can you feed me? I got bitten by a wobbegong in an attempt at getting one of these. But my brother caught it and gave it to us. Lobster's pretty good. I don't know if I would sacrifice my finger to a wobbegong again for one.
Amazing.
But anyway, we had the last laugh. Are you laughing at my glove?
Yes, I am.
Don't know if you know, but I got bitten by a shark. Some fresh baby rocket. It's really good with that rocket, actually. Not sure if I would say it's good enough to get bitten by a shark, but this is where we are. So, gonna enjoy this for breakfast with my crippled finger, because I don't know if I mentioned I got bitten by a shark. Did I mention I got bitten by a shark?
One too many times.
Have I mentioned
now.
I got bitten by a shark?
Yeah, bit
I would
annoying.
like, you know, say like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff and wave to the camera, but I got bitten by a shark. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I would say do the thumbs up thing if you like the video, but it's a bit hard because, did I mention I got bitten by a shark?
You're such a gnome.